cheating ex tried to ruin my life, so I took everything he cared about. Hey, Reddit. My name is Kveda, and this is the tale of how my cheating ex, Josef, tried to ruin my life. Little did he know, I was about to turn the tables and take everything he cared about. Josef and I had been together for 3 years. He was charming, funny, and had this magnetic personality that made everyone love him. We met in university and quickly became inseparable. We moved in together after graduation and were planning our future. Or so I thought. One day, while cleaning the apartment, I stumbled upon a letter in Josef's jacket pocket. It was a love letter from another woman. Her name was Zlata, and she wasn't just some random fling. They had been seeing each other for months. My heart sank, and a wave of nausea hit me. How could he do this to me? I confronted Josef that night. He tried to deny it at first, but when I showed him the letter, his face turned pale. Kveta, it's not what you think, he stammered. Zlata means nothing to me. Nothing? I spat back, my voice trembling with anger. You've been lying to me for months, Josef. How can you stand there and pretend it means nothing? He begged for forgiveness, swearing it was over and that he would never see her again. But the trust was shattered, and I couldn't just forget about it. I needed to know the full extent of his betrayal, so I decided to do a little digging of my own. I started snooping through his phone, emails, and social media accounts. What I found was worse than I imagined. Josef had been seeing multiple women, not just Zlata. There were texts, photos, and explicit messages that made me sick to my stomach. He was living a double life, and I was the fool who trusted him blindly. One night, I called Zlata. She was shocked to hear from me, and even more shocked to learn that Josef had a long-term girlfriend. He told me you two broke up months ago, she said, her voice filled with disbelief. We talked for hours, and it became clear that Josef had been lying to both of us. Zlata and I decided to meet in person. She was a kind woman, and we bonded over our shared betrayal. We hatched a plan to confront Josef together, hoping it would make him realize the gravity of his actions. When we confronted him, Josef's reaction was pure rage. He accused us of conspiring against him, of trying to ruin his life. "You're both crazy," he shouted. "I never loved either of you." Those words cut deep, but they also fueled my determination. If Josef wanted to play dirty, I was more than ready to match him. He had taken my trust and stomped all over it, so I was going to take everything he cared about. I knew Josef valued his reputation more than anything. He was a rising star at his job, and his colleagues adored him. He also had a close-knit group of friends who thought he was a saint. My plan was simple: expose him for the fraud he was. I started by gathering evidence, screenshots of his texts, photos, and emails. I recorded conversations with Zlata and a few other women he had been seeing. I even managed to get a few of his colleagues to talk about his behavior at work. Then, I created an anonymous email account and sent everything to his boss, his friends, and his family. I laid out the entire sordid tale, complete with evidence. It was brutal, but I wanted everyone to see the real Josef. The fallout was immediate. His boss called him in for a meeting and suspended him pending an investigation. His friends were shocked and disgusted, and his family was devastated. Josef tried to do damage control, but there was no escaping the truth. Josef's life began to crumble. He was fired from his job, his friends abandoned him, and his family disowned him. He tried to reach out to me, begging for forgiveness, but I was done with him. I had given him my heart, and he had shattered it. There was no going back. But my revenge didn't stop there. I knew Josef had been saving up for a dream vacation. He had been planning it for years, and it was the one thing he looked forward to the most. So I decided to ruin that too. I hacked into his email and canceled all his bookings, flights, hotels, everything. I even sent fake emails to his travel agent, making changes to his itinerary that would leave him stranded in a foreign country with no place to stay. It was petty, but it felt good to hit him where it hurt. Yosef's reaction was explosive. He called me, screaming and threatening to sue me. "You've ruined my life, Kveda," he yelled. "I hope you're happy." "I am," I replied calmly. "You deserve every bit of this, Yosef. Maybe next time you'll think twice before cheating and lying." In the months that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life. I found a new job, made new friends, and even started dating again. The pain of Yosef's betrayal lingered, but I refused to let it define me. One day, I received a letter from Zlata. She had also moved on and was doing well. She thanked me for opening her eyes to Yosef's true nature and wished me the best. It was a small but significant reminder that I wasn't alone in this journey. As for Yosef, last I heard, he was struggling to find work and had moved back in with his parents. His once bright future was now a distant memory, and he had no one to blame but himself. Looking back, I don't regret what I did. Yosef needed to face the consequences of his actions, and I needed to reclaim my power. It wasn't just about revenge, it was about healing and moving forward. So that's my story, Reddit. Cheating ex tried to ruin my life, but in the end, I took everything he cared about. It was a long and painful journey, but I came out stronger on the other side. If you're going through something similar, remember, you have the power to take control and shape your own destiny. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Thanks for listening.